Hello everybody, in today's video we've got an unboxing from hknowstore. So this is a big box. We have 4 puzzles in this one and I'm looking forward to all 4 of them. I've been checking every day to see if this is coming because I'm really looking forward to this. So let's go ahead and open it up. Now I posted a picture of this box on Facebook like I sometimes do, asking people to guess what's in it. And they all guessed correctly, but some of them, not all of them for one person. So anyways, let's take a look what's in here. Just cut this open. Alright, so right away we're seeing a Fangshi box. Here we've got our usual card. So here's a Fangshi box number 2. So what I have here is the Fangshi version 2. Now I'm not sure about all the changes, but we'll end up getting to that. I'm not sure which one of these I am actually going to show today, but I will show them all. But I will focus on one of them today. So I'm guessing this here is the Fangshi version 2. All right. So first look at it, I don't really see too much differences. Anyways, and this here is called the Gans 3. This is a new 3x3 that's come out with a new type of core. That's the core. That's pretty weird. But yeah, the core is supposed to eliminate having screws going crooked, so that's impossible to have, and apparently makes it really light. So, and then here we have Calvin's puzzle. This is the I cube, so I'm looking forward to that one. And here we have this is called a cross cube. So this is sort of like the Calvin's puzzle, and the rest is empty here, but this is sort of like the Calvin's puzzles that we've been seeing lately, where they have extensions, but this is on all sides. And I believe Tony Fisher was the first to do this. I'm not 100% sure, but when I do my review on this one, I will tell you guys for sure. So I'm not going to do it on this one, and today's review is not going to be on these 2. They will be coming out soon. Today's review is also not going to be the Fangshi. I think I'm going to concentrate on the Gans puzzle. We'll take a look at it. Let's take a look, see what we got. So this is what's interesting. This is actually the core of the 3x3, believe it or not. Let's take a closer look at this. I don't see any threading here, but I do know that these little screws, as we can see inside here, there's little bolts, and they get screwed on, and that's how you tighten and loosen it. And then you actually have this tool here. It has a bunch of different tools on it, but you can adjust the screw and tighten and tension it. So you actually have to have this in order to tighten and tension it. But who knows, maybe the cube is super good that you might want to carry one of these around just in case. You never know. So here's an edge piece, and they fit together very well. This is a corner piece. This is a third. Again, this is starting to become very familiar. This looks very thin right in there. Hopefully that's not going to break. So let's take a few of these and put them together. So there's one, and the next, and there's a corner piece, and let's see a center. So the center looks very blocky. This looks like a very blocky puzzle, and this is going to sit sort of like this, so you can see that we're going to have that typical hole there. Anyways, guys, these are the pieces, and I'm going to go and put it together and do some solves, and then come back and just give you my first impressions on it. Alright guys, so I'm back, and it's been a few hours, and I've done a whole bunch of averages on this, and I think that I've got enough experience with it to do a pretty good first impressions. The assembly of this was actually quite difficult, and actually putting the center pieces on with the bolts and stuff on the new style core was relatively easy, but putting the actual pieces in itself was very difficult. But I did end up getting it, and I think that when I was assembling it and as I was lubing it, and then when I had it together without the caps on and I was playing with it and turning it, I was like, wow, this is a really good cube. But then as I put the caps on and I tensioned it a bit, it wasn't as good as I thought. Now this is just a first impressions. It's still a very good cube, and we'll get to that. But I don't think that it's the best out there, first impressions. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you sort of what it looks like on the inside with without the top layer. All right, so this is what the puzzle looks like inside without the top layer on. So you can see that the nut screws in there. There's a washer down there with a spring on top of it, and you can see down there the core sits in there. There's a lot of room inside there. There's a lot of air, and one of the benefits of this is because we're not screwing anything in, the puzzle is always going to be straight and stable as a result, whereas you can't screw in a screw crooked like sometimes you can, and then as you turn it you can see a thing wobble back and forth. It's impossible to happen with this, so that's a really good thing. But in all honesty, I never really have a problem if the screw is in crooked, but I know that a lot of people don't like it. But so that is the core sitting inside, and to put the pieces in, obviously you just lift up, put a piece in, and this is what happens when you're trying to put it together. When all of the pieces are close to the core, because they're not being held up by the other pieces, you get this going on here, and it just wants to make this piece fly out. So you really got to hold it while you're doing the assembly of it, and then you put in another piece. Where's another blue? You know, and it's just a bit difficult, but you do get it. Then you got to lift up again to get another one in. Oh, that's upside down. And you just go around the entire puzzle all the way around until it's put together. So then after you have the puzzle assembled, you've got all the caps off, obviously, and here is where you tension it. You take your tool, and you can see that it's got a bolt looking thing on the inside to fit, and you just put it over top, and it sits on top, and then you can turn it either way, and it turns very easily. So that's how you tension it, and it can be a bit of a pain to assemble, like I said. But anyways, let's go on to the performance of this cube. The first thing we'll take a look at is corner cutting. So I've noticed that if I try to go 45, this corner actually gets caught on this edge. All right, but it doesn't pop, right? It just kind of sits there. But like I said in so many of my videos, you don't need to cut 45. You can cut, this would be like the maximum that I would ever cut on a cube, and that's like really if I'm being sloppy, and it cuts that no problem. And reverse corner cutting is absolutely effortless on this cube. It's pretty nice. Now it did come with two sets of springs. Okay, one are like a copper color and one are a silver color. I put the silver ones in here. I honestly felt the springs. I really didn't feel that much difference, to be honest. So it didn't really matter to me which ones I put in because they were really the same tension. So I don't know if they were going for different tensions and then or I got the same set twice in two colors. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, the turning, it's a little bit blocky. Like I said, when I saw the center cap, it looks like it might be a little bit blocky, and I was right. It is a little bit blocky, but it still moves very, very well. If I could compare this to any cube, I would maybe compare it to the Moyu Huanying, just a little bit more stable and not so flimsy. And although that cube was also pretty decent, but it still wasn't the best on the market. This, I can say, in my opinion, is not the best on the market. It is very good. Its M slices are actually really nice. So Ru users would really like that. But anyways, let's just do a solve so you can see that it is a little bit blocky. But you can see that it is moving very well. I'm going to do a speed solve. I really want to get my F2L a little bit better. So I'm not sure how fast that was, but you can see that it does move. It doesn't like lock up. It just feels blocky. Like you can hear how blocky it is, right? So I think that, a lot of Dian cubes are better. I think the Fangxi Shuangren is better. But this is still pretty good. It's especially if you're just getting into speed cubing and you want to transfer from like a Rubik's brand. This might even still be a little too fast because this is up there in quality, I will say that. But like I said, it's not the best on the market for first impressions, but we'll do some more averages and we'll see how how it turns out in the end. I had higher hopes for it, to be honest, but like I said, it's not the. Okay, so there's a pop. You know, it's really ironic. I was gonna say it's not the worst out there, and then it popped. But yeah, it is not the worst out there. Like I said, it's blocky. Sometimes it just gets a little out of control, it seems. So yeah, if you're like, you know, already using a Fangshi or a Huilong or, you know, a Zanshi or something like that, you're probably not going to benefit from this cube. But if you're looking to get into a new cube, that would, you know, it would definitely be something to look at. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.